Welcome to Eating While Broke. Welcome to Eating While Broke. I can't write songs, but I am with someone that can write some songs. Guess who I am with? Guess who I am with? I flew all the way to Atlanta, got out of the podcast studio to be with,
Barry Manilow. What's going on, everyone? My name's Barry.
No,
Manilow.
but
I write the songs and make the whole world sing. That's right.
Can you just sing like one classic, just one line?
Okay.
So the whole world can know who I'm sitting with.
All right. You ready? At the Copacabana. No, that's not what you.
No.
I'm Barry Manilow. You asked me to sing one.
No, I want the real.
Damn it. Okay. All right.
The real.
She
I'm
won't
so
let me
excited.
be Barry Manilow. All right. And I'm so sick of love songs, so tired of tears, so done with wishing you were still here. Said I'm so sick of love songs, so sad and slow. So why can't I turn off the radio? Yeah.
I am smiling so big. Oh my gosh, this was like probably the best moment of my life right now. Hands down.
Appreciate that.
That was amazing. I am with Neyo, y'all.
Yes, indeed.
Neyo, I am in your space.
Yes. This is Compound Studios here in Atlanta.
Yes.
Yeah, man. This is where the magic happens.
This is where the magic happens. Mm-hmm. This is where we get to watch and listen to what Neyo used to eat when he was broke.
On the come up.
On the come up.
Yeah, man. So,
what are you gonna have us eating first of all?
Well, so we did not come up with a lot of money. Dad checked out relatively early, so it was my mom and my sister moved to Las Vegas, and we're living in the house. My mother, my sister, my grandmother, 5 aunts, and me, right?
Wow.
Till I was like 16. Yeah. A lot of estrogen in the crib. So me and my sister, we were alone a lot because my mom had like 5, 6 jobs at all times, easily. So it was a lot of, syrup sandwiches and ketchup sandwiches and basically any condiment that we could find in the refrigerator, put it between 2 pieces of bread, and that was a sandwich. We used to do a lot of that.
Is that because you guys couldn't cook or because?
Well, I couldn't cook, and then there was nothing to cook, which makes it harder too.
Wow.
So yeah, it was a lot of that. It was a lot of noodles. And cereal. Cereal was kind of the saving grace. Didn't always have milk, but we had some cereal. Throw that thing in a cup and take it outside with you. Like we used to do a lot of that. Yeah. And we didn't have the name brand cereals. The name brand cereals were luxury. Like Cinnamon Toast Crunch, for example, is my all-time favorite cereal. And we didn't have Cinnamon Toast Crunch. We had the cereal that came in the bags that was kind of like the other cereals. It's
the
like,
knockoff cereal.
It's not Fruit Loops, it's Fruit Rings. It's not Cinnamon Toast Crunch, it's Toast Squares or something.
Yeah.
But you knew what it was.
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, we did a lot of that. But every now and then, moms will splurge and we get.
Oh, you get the real
Cinnamon
deal.
Toast Crunch. Every blue moon, we get the real deal.
Okay,
yeah.
okay. So today,
yes,
we're eating the real deal?
Today we are eating our luxury struggle meal. Actual Cinnamon Toast Crunch, not the imitation that comes in the bag. That's honestly not even bad. It's honestly just as good. It just don't say Cinnamon Toast Crunch on the front.
Really? You think it's just as good? Sometimes I used to feel like it used to leave like a little residue in my mouth on the fake Fruit Loops.
The Fruit Rings.
The Fruit Rings had a little funny.
Yeah, you had to be careful with those. the not Captain Crunch, but Sergeant Chew or whatever the hell. Yeah.
It had a little bit of difference.
Both them joints is cutting the roof of your mouth up. So it just is what it is, regardless. Get the name brand or the other one, they both chopping you up.
Yeah. So when you were eating cereal, were you, and we'll pour a glass or bowl. So when you were eating cereal, when I was growing up, we would pile up the bowls high. And then of course your parents would come in and be like, oh, don't eat up all the cereal. Were you like that, or were you, just 5 or 10 pieces trying to make it last?
I hate this aggravating bag. Nope, I was definitely trying to make it last. That was me. So I was the one kid. My sister, she was just
Yeah, that's
right.
how I say.
But then I was very much. I understood, especially if we had the real deal that week. It's like, all right, now let me chill out because I need this to last a little while.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Am I pointing for you as
Oh
well?
yeah, go for it. I was gonna try and
Disrespect that.
the disrespect.
Reasonable amount, okay? This is a struggle meal, meaning we are not splurging.
Now, okay.
We can't splurge.
I'm glad
This
you're
shit
pouring it
gotta last us a little
because
bit.
okay. So now this is your real deal. Now, how much milk are we talking? Are we going in the cup with the backyard or?
Well, today we have milk.
Okay.
The cup in the backyard is when it ain't no milk. But you
Now
got
we have
cereal.
almond milk. What kind of milk were you? You was drinking the
No, we was drinking cow milk back then, or at least we thought it was cow milk. I don't know. We was drinking, yeah. The whole almond milk thing didn't happen till much later in life. For me. When I realized that I'm not a baby cow, actually, I'm not a baby cow. So that's not even necessary to get it in like
Look how much milk you pour.
that. That's not a lot. What are you talking
Oh my
about?
gosh! I wish cameras could zoom in on you.
Let me find out
see.
you eat cereal like white people. You have milk just in the bottom of the
All right,
bowl.
no, that's
and like hella cereal.
yes.
That's
That
how
was
you do?
you know what's so funny? You say that, but I get made fun of in my house for not being black enough. So, like literally a
Well,
daily
now they got
argument.
something else to pick
Today,
on you
this
about.
is why you're so white.
You eat cereal
Yes,
like.
look, you're eating it like it's
Caucasian lady.
soup.
What are you talking about? What is this? This is what it's supposed to
No,
be.
that was way too much. I'm so glad.
Wow.
And we should
Really?
have a poll on whether it's black or white if you have too much milk, because
I
that's
think
soup.
black people use a lot of milk. So when I was coming up, all of my white friends got to stay at their house and see what money looked like and stuff. But they would always eat. It'd be a full bowl of cereal. It'd be a glass bowl, bowl like in the
Oh, yeah.
commercial.
That's what
a
I wanted
glass
for this
bowl.
set.
You can see all the cereal and it's milk just in the bottom of the bowl. And I'm like, how the hell do you eat it like that? That's so. By the time you get to the stuff at the bottom, it's all soggy and gross. Like you.
Yeah, but you know how at the end of the bowl you get to like drink the milk?
Uh-huh.
Look how much milk you got to drink.
What are you talking about? This is full. I'm full all day from this.
Oh, okay.
Because again, we talking about struggle meals, right?
Okay,
So this might have been breakfast and lunch. This might have been brunch right here.
Okay.
Understand?
You were really struggling.
I'm trying to tell you.
Can we try
okay?
a bite of this?
Indeed,
We know what
indeed.
this is. This is OG classic. I still eat this cereal every once in a while.
Crack. Crack. Don't do drugs. But crack.
Neyo, when you pulled up today, you were driving a white, I don't know if that was a Bentley.
Bentley.
You know, I'm not
Finest car.
familiar with these luxury style cars. I just knew it looked like a couple $100,000 on wheels. Maybe more than a couple hundred, I don't know.
We
But
won't
any-
get specific because it's embarrassing. But yeah.
So what do you think eating cereal, trying to make it last for a couple meals, to driving that car? Do you ever think back like, I can't believe?
Oh, all the time.
Really?
All the time, yeah, man. I can vividly remember the things that we didn't. After a while, me and my sister, we kind of stopped being hung up on the things that we wanted because we knew we didn't just the money's just not there, right? So I recall vividly just focusing on the things that we needed, and those things not even being there sometimes because again, so many people in this house, everybody's doing what they can to make ends meet or whatever. But yeah, man, I did not come from luxury at all. So to be where I am now, it's like, it's almost surreal. You know what I mean? And now as a parent myself, I'm battling with my kids are not growing up the way I grew up. You know, I grew up appreciating money because we had none.
Yeah.
My kids are coming up. They rich already. They came out the womb rich.
Yeah.
So I got to make sure that I don't raise little heathens, little hellions that's running around spoiled as hell, expecting the world to just, catch out of them.
How are you able to kind of see through all of the riffraff and eventually become Neyo? Like, was there something going on that like inspired you at that point?
Well, at this point, so from age 7, 9, somewhere in there. At this point, I'm completely engulfed in music. Now, not from a professional standpoint. I'm not doing it trying to get a deal or anything like that. It's my therapy at this point. Like my mom gave me this red notebook at a point where I started becoming a knucklehead a little bit, just primarily because I'm becoming a young man and I got nobody to bounce these emotions and feelings off of.
You're all with women,
surrounded
right?
by women, right? So I started doing silly shit, just kind of lashing out for no reason. Well, not for a reason, of course, but so my mom gave me this red notebook and she said, write it down. And that was the beginnings of my songwriting journey. Started with journal entries initially. And I used to call it rant writing because whenever I get into that place where I was like, nah, I would just grab my pen and my pad and write. And first it would be words and then scribbles and whatever. But what I realized is that once I was done doing that, whatever I was feeling, I didn't feel it no more because it wasn't in me anymore. It's on the page now. So the music is there, but it's not so much something that I'm doing to try to make money or be famous or anything like that. That didn't happen until like maybe 11th grade of high school.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So this whole time you're writing?
Oh, yeah.
So
every day, all day, yeah.
And now were these, was it like in a poetry format yet or no, or was it just like almost like journaling?
First it was journaling, then it became poetry once I learned how much I liked girls but was not brave enough to talk to them.
Wow, okay.
Oh, not at all.
What?
Nope, was not that dude. Funny side story. So growing up in Las Vegas, there's not a lot for kids to do, at least initially there wasn't. All we really had was Circus Circus. Circus Circus is one of the first casinos that you hit on the Strip. It's still there. It's like circus acts and all of that type of shit. So every weekend, me and my friends, we would go to Circus Circus and walk around upstairs. And mind you, they were the ones that was brave enough to talk to girls. But I was like their like ace in the hole. Cause like they would go and try to talk to the girls, and if the girls wasn't interested, they'd be like, you know, my boy can sing. My boy said he wanted to sing you a song real quick. I'm like, and then I sing, and then the night would go well. But yeah, that's
that was smart.
Yeah.
But
my first manager was my best friend Kevin. What's up, Kev? Yeah, man.
Wow. So they was using you. Now, no part of you was like, well, I could do this. Maybe just hum up to a girl, you know?
No, not on my own. I didn't have that confidence because, mind you, I'm broke. I look broke, right? It's very obvious that I'm broke. So I was that broke dude who could sing a little bit, but definitely that broke dude.
Did you get made fun of in school or?
Yeah, all that stuff.
Really?
I was so aside from me being broke, God chose to make my hair situation a running joke in my life, right? My hair started thinning here when I was maybe 10.
Okay.
Right? And it just kind of continued on through high school to the point where I was allowed to wear my hat because I used to get in fights all the time behind people talking about my hair.
Wow.
Yeah.
You wasn't shaving it then, or?
No. Because that felt, I'm 10 years old. I'm like, I don't want to be bald.
Yeah.
I didn't want that. And mind you, I wasn't like really a sports kid, so I wasn't like looking up to Jordan and all of that shit. Like the high school I went to didn't even have a team. It was a performing arts high school. So I've been an artsy fartsy kid like my whole life.
Okay. Now you're saying that you were shy with women. You're discovering writing. So is it like you would see a girl then? Because I have to know where like the love songs come from, like the most amazing love songs. So is it like you see her and you're like, oh, idea. Like,
pretty much, yep. I had poems about girls' hair, poems about girls' eyes, poems about just the things that I liked about these girls, but I would never be brave enough to give the poem to the girl or recite the poem to the girl. So it would just sit in the book. So one day, and mind you, my mother, everybody in my family does something musical, be it writing, singing, rapping, producing, instrument, whatever, something. So music has like kind of always been there. So before I started writing songs, again, it was journal entries, then poetry, and then one day I realized that if I took these poems and put these melodies to them that's flowing through my head all day anyway, that's a song. Oh shit. And then from there, it was songs. It was every time I sat down to write, I was writing a song. I write the song, sing it back to myself. Cool. Put the notebook back under my bed and go on by my day.
Now, did you share these songs with your family?
No.
Oh, so you was keeping your stuff a secret?
It was for me. It was for me. Because mind you, it was again, it was my therapy. It was whenever I, came home from school and people have been talking shit or whatever the case may be, or me and my sister got in an argument about something. Mind you, me and my sister were really, really close. So whenever we would fight, it was a big deal because that's like we're not twins. We're 2 years apart, but we might as well be twins. That's my twin, right? Yeah. So it was therapy. It wasn't about being fly. It wasn't about making money. I didn't even realize I could make money doing it yet at this point. I'm just doing it because it feels good.
So what happens in the 11th grade where you're like, aha?
Pop concert. So told you I went to performing arts high school.
Yeah.
Every year they would throw this big talent show that they would call the pop concert. And it was a major, 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 major deal to everybody in the school, except for me and the people that I was with. I was an art major, right? So they would have us like make banners and flyers and stuff, but that's the only thing that we would be obligated to do for the pop concert because we're artists. The singers and the dancers and the tech guys, like that is for them primarily. Yeah. So every year, the art majors is kind of like the grassy knoll kids, you know what I'm saying? So we kind of sitting back laughing at how serious everybody is taking this pop concert thing. People in the cafeteria crying, oh, I can't get the step. I mean, like, relax. You're not getting signed by this, okay? That's not happening. Calm down. So, me and my art friends, we decided this year that we was gonna just do something to kind of ease the tension for everybody, or at least that's what we thought, right? So we pulled straws. I pulled the short straw. The plan was find a way to get on the concert, right? When you get on stage, stand up, moon the crowd, run. Right?
Oh my goodness!
This was the plan. This was the plan. So I pulled the short straw.
That was how you were gonna ease the tension?
Yeah, I mean, because it was just us making fun of how serious everybody was taking it. It's like, y'all think y'all at the Grammys right now. We are in high school, guys. Calm it down. Seriously, relax. But anyway, so I went to the choir room, and I sang Boyz II Men, End of the Road. And the choir teacher was like, why are you not in my class? I'm like, because I'm not a singer. She's like, yes, you are. I'm like, no. Am I in? She said, yeah. All right, bye. Because I didn't have the confidence in myself to like take it seriously.
But even though your friends kept making you sing in front of girls.
Yeah, but it was just,
you didn't say, oh my gosh, I'm a singer?
No.
Wow.
No.
Okay.
It didn't dawn on me at that point. So night of the concert, I get up there, everybody's like, you know what you got to do. Go, got the plan. All right. Break. Cool. So get on stage. The song starts. Boyz II Men, End of the Road. Wait, no. That's I'll Make Love to You. End of the Road. Yeah. So funny thing happened because I knew what I was supposed to do. I knew what the plan was. As soon as the song starts, I act like I'm gonna sing. I stop, turn around, moon, run. Right. This was the plan. And as soon as the song started, I kid you not. As soon as the song started, I looked up, and the room was empty. The crowd was not there anymore. And I just started singing. And I just sang the song. I sang the whole song. Once I realized the crowd wasn't there anymore, I just closed my eyes and sang the whole damn song. And then by the time it was up, mind you, the song ended to no applause because everybody was like, that's the little dude that be drawing the pictures with it. It was one of those moments, right? So the following day, and this is when I started really thinking, all right, maybe I could do this as a profession. The following day, all of a sudden I'm getting all kind of attention that I never got before. Girls, hi Schaefer. Schaefer is my real name for anyone that doesn't know. Hi Schaefer. Nerdy as hell. So roughly after that, a friend of mine that went to another school, because mind you, at this point, people are talking. Vegas is the little town. Yeah. People are talking. Like, oh yeah, he sang his ass off, all of this. So he comes to me and is like, me and my friends were putting together a singing group. We want to know if you want to be a part of the group. I'm like, okay. And mind you, even at this point, I'm not like, yeah, I'm gonna become a part of this group and we're gonna get a record deal and we're gonna make sell 1 million records. It wasn't that yet. It was just, this is another opportunity for me to write and sing because this is what I love to do. Okay. Yeah.
Wow. Now your sister, everyone around you is not saying, yo, baby bro, like, well, you're younger, right?
I'm older.
You're older. Big bro. He can sit like.
I'll tell you why. Because, so in my family, my sister sings as well.
Okay.
But my sister was born ready. Like she didn't have to. I had to train and practice and become a good singer. She was born with it, right? Like her shit is effortless. Like she'll come in here and blow the roof off this place.
Okay.
She don't have the drive that I have, which is why I'm here and she's not. But the skill, hands down.
I didn't know you could practice to get as good as you.
Yeah.
Because I thought
it's a muscle.
the way you just did a little, and I was like.
Well, mind you, I've been doing this since I was 9. I'm 42. So anything you do for that long, I should hope you get a little good at it. Just a little bit.
So you're saying like if I practice really hard.
If you are not tone
horrible
deaf,
singing in the shower.
If you are not tone deaf.
Okay, I'm definitely tone deaf then.
You are? So if I sang a tone to you, you couldn't repeat that tone?
I guarantee you, I will think I repeated it, and you will be like...
which is the literal definition of tone deaf. All right, cool.
Yeah. Okay.
Got it.
Yeah.
Got it.
I've been like, oh, I hit that. I killed it, Mariah. And then I get out, and I'm like, I'm tone deaf. That's what tone deaf is? When you
tone deaf is, if I go, and you go, and you think that we're doing the same note, that's tone deaf.
Okay, I low-key want to practice this off camera.
We do it on camera. We do it for the people.
Do it quickly.
Okay, all right, you ready?
Don't embarrass me. Don't go.
I'm not. No.
Oh, shoot. Oh.
Nice in the middle of the road. Okay, you ready?
Here we go. Do it again. You're laughing. Okay, one more time. Okay, one more time, and I promise you.
Okay, just repeat what I do. Ready? Yeah, you're tone deaf.
Damn, I'm tone deaf. So that means I can never be a singer.
Well, not necessarily. So there have been cases where tone deaf people learned how to sing, but it is exceptionally harder because you literally can't hear the tones.
Oh, so I'm like.
You're good at so many other things.
I know, accept it.
You
never.
Man.
Okay.
I can't cook.
Really? Is that why we're eating cinnamon?
That's why we're eating Cinnamon Toast Crunch right now, because I can't cook. Yeah, no, put me in the kitchen and you don't want your house, clearly, because it's going up.
So, I'm sorry, I got us all off track. So, you joined this boy group, trying to get you back, all right? So, you joined the boy group, okay?
Her name was Envy. Because we were from Nevada, Envy, but we spelled it E-N-V-Y.
Okay.
And we thought that shit was so cool, and it's a little cheesy, but we thought it was cool. Yeah.
So you join the guy group, and then you're like, at what point does you start to realize that you're amazing?
So I meet the rest of the guys in the group, and 2 of them I knew already, just from, again, Vegas is small. So we're sitting, putting harmonies together, and I'm kind of taking charge, not on purpose, but just because I know, like, all right, so you have the lowest voice, so clearly you be the bass. Yeah. You have the highest voice, so you be, and just putting everybody in their places, and we sound good. Like, we sound pretty damn good. So now it's like, all right, so now we just need original songs, and I'm like, oh well, shit, hold on. Here, let's try this. And they're like, holy shit, you did that fast. And I'm like, what? Does it take a long time? I just did what I normally do.
Yeah.
And they were impressed. And so I meet the manager, the guy that's managing the group. And he's, he got stars in his eyes. He's like, okay, all right, so yeah, all right, here's what we're going to do now. And this and this and this and that and that. And putting shit. And at this point, I'm really sitting there like, seeing things kind of come together. Like, this could actually probably really be something. Yeah. Like, okay. So now I'm taking it serious. Now I'm writing specifically. I'm writing songs for my group.
Oh,
right?
Okay.
Like, this is who I am at this point. I'm a member of this group. I'm writing songs for this group. We rehearsing every day, putting harmonies together, doing talent shows around the city. Like, good things. We actually did Showtime at the Apollo.
And how old were you? Senior in high school, or?
This was right after high school. Okay. No, I'm lying. I was actually still in high school. I was senior in high school.
Wow,
yeah, you're
okay.
You're right. Because I remember having to go back to school, and everybody's like, how did it go? And I'm like, it went okay.
Why you make that face?
Because it didn't go okay.
Really?
Well, okay, I'll put it to you this way. We didn't get booed off the stage. Sandman didn't come out. But there were an exceptional amount of booze happening.
Oh, okay,
as we
okay.
were doing what we were doing.
That's crazy to hear.
Yeah, man. So at this point, we have been doing talent shows and stuff around the city. So like we understood to a degree what the stage was. We didn't know what the Apollo stage was. Like we got up there and nerves just took over. We sounded terrible. It was bad. It was bad. You could actually find it on YouTube. It still exists on YouTube. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Yes. Neyo and Indy. Well, my name wasn't Neyo at that time. It was Go-Go.
Go-Go. Okay.
Go-Go. Yes. Childhood nickname. Based off of Go-Go the Dodo Bird. It's a WB character. Yeah. My mom gave me the name because I was silly. Yeah. I was a really silly kid.
So when you have that experience at the Apollo, do you start to say, well, maybe I'm crazy for pursuing this? Do you start to doubt yourself?
I mean, it was definitely you know what? I think above anything else, our egos was really harmed with that because we walked in there with all the confidence and chest out like we just knew we was that next thing. We walked in like that. And it was a very large and disgusting slice of humble pie. But I feel like it kind of needed to happen. We needed to be brought down a couple pegs because we were getting to that place where we were big-headed. We felt like, mind you, every talent show we did, except for like one, we won every single talent show. So we like, Apollo, we got this. We got this. And we went in there and it was not a good day. Not a good day.
So then now, how do you get from that, I'm going to try to fast track you now, to writing your first hit song?
Okay, well, the group eventually disbanded. Not after the Apollo. We kept trying after the Apollo. We actually moved to California.
Okay.
Me and all the guys. We didn't have jobs. So we graduated high school, and then we sat in the Denny's and wrote out our plan on a napkin, right? Moved to California, right? Drive to California from Las Vegas in Corey's van. Corey was one of the guys in the group and the only one of us with a car, right?
Okay.
Get in Corey's van, drive to California, find the Capitol Records building, right? Park in front of the Capitol Records building, stand up on top of the van, sing our songs until the president of Capitol Records runs out and demands that we sign to his record label. We wrote it on a napkin. This is the plan. Yes.
Sounds like a solid plan.
Let's do it. Let's go. All right. So everybody packs. We get in the van. We head off. We get to Vegas. Find the Capitol Records building.
You mean LA, California?
I'm sorry. Yeah, California. Get to California. Find the Capitol Records building. Park in front of the Capitol Records building. Get on top of the van, singing our songs. People are kind of, stopping and watching and whatnot, but they keep pushing. Security kicked us off the property, which we didn't anticipate. And we're like, oh, okay. All right, so it's not gonna happen today. Got it. Well, we'll come back. Yeah, we'll just come back tomorrow. Yeah, we'll come back tomorrow. Okay, cool. Oh shit. Where are we gonna sleep tonight? Yeah. See, what we didn't factor into that thing that we wrote down on the napkin was shelter, food.
You guys were like, we're gonna get signed and that's it.
Right. We just knew that the second we got there, and from the first song, we was getting a record deal. We just knew this, and that did not happen. So Corey's van became home for about 6 months.
For all of you guys?
For all of us, yes.
Shoot. And so how did you survive money-wise? Did you guys?
Odd jobs here and there.
Wait, for how long was it?
6 months.
6 months.
6 months.
Shoot.
Yeah, man.
Now, were you comfortable with girls enough to try to sleep at a girl's crib every once in a while?
I mean, every now and then,
Okay,
yeah.
okay.
At this point, yeah, I've learned to use my powers at this point. so yeah, it was. Yeah, talking to women became a little easier, even as a broke dude living in a van. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I believe in you. Really? Well, let me sleep on your couch. You got $20 for the dude you believe in. Yeah. Thank you.
A lot of dudes still do that.
Yeah. I'm not proud of it, but I mean, the name of the game is survival. Damn it, I had to do what I had to do.
Yeah.
So the group eventually disbands. Everybody's tired of living in the damn van, and
they really hate each other at this point.
But within this 6 months, we moving around the city. We bothering celebrities as they coming out of restaurants. Hey, excuse me. Hey, we are singing group. Mind if we sing for your record? Oh, all right, cool. Well, thank you. We didn't like his music anyway. Butt hurt. feelings hurt. Yeah,
Damn.
but
you guys was on it. You was hustling.
we was on it.
And this
We
was
was
before
hustling.
social media, because if you had social media, y'all would have been attacking
Oh, this
people.
is before all of that.
Okay.
Nah, you literally had to harass people.
You had to find them and harass them.
Run up on Diddy as he walking out the restaurant. Diddy actually stopped for us and we sang. He was like, "That's dope. That's dope. Keep doing it." And got in his car and bounced. And he's like, "So is he gonna call us?" He said it was good. Did you get? I didn't get his number. Did you? You didn't get his number.
Damn.
All right, guys, back to the van. Let's get it. Let's get it. Yeah.
Damn.
But no, we wound up meeting this cat who had a boy band signed to Hollywood Records, which was Disney's record label at the time.
Okay.
And he basically said to us, he was like, "If you guys write some songs for this group, I can then talk to Hollywood Records about maybe potentially signing y'all." So like, all right, cool. So wrote some songs for the group. Mind you, at this time, we don't know anything about publishing and rights and all of that.
But you're the only one that can write, right?
No. We all write.
Oh, okay.
Everybody writes. I was a little faster than everybody else, but we could all write. So wrote these songs for this group. The name of the group was Youngstown. Shout out to Youngstown. They were actually really cool guys. But didn't wind up getting the money that we were supposed to get for that. We learned at that point that the music industry is full of people that will absolutely take advantage of whatever you don't know. Like they're not gonna sit you down and tell you. They're gonna take advantage of the fact that you don't know, right?
Yeah.
So that was a learning experience, but it was also our only kind of in to the music industry. So when the group disbanded, I kind of stayed in contact with that dude, and so I'm at this point I'm living with one of their staff producers.
Okay.
Shout out to my man Paulie Paul. Living with him and his family. Mind you, they're filthy rich, so they had a big house, and I'm in the basement somewhere. And we just wake up and we doing music every day, just because. Like not even so much knowing what we're gonna do with it, we just doing it just to do it, right? So the guy that managed that group at the time, he's then taking these songs and shopping them, trying to sell the records.
Are you still under contract at this point?
I'm not under any contract.
Okay,
I'm literally just. Me and Paulie are good friends, and he's letting me live here, and we wake up every day and we do music. This is what we do, right? So they're moving around New York and whatnot, trying to shop these records, and people are asking questions about the voice on the records, right? Because I'm writing and singing these records to be shopped to other people. And they're like, "Well, who's the guy singing?" "Oh, that's the writer. His name was," I was just using my regular name at the time, Schaefer. He's like, "Oh, well, what he want to do? He ain't trying to." So manager comes back to me and is like, "Yo, they want to give you a deal." And initially I was like, "Nah."
Why?
Because I had never done anything as a solo before. I didn't know how to do that. And I'm like, "Wait, just me? Well, can I call my..." They're like, "No, bro, no, that's done. They want just you." Wow. And I'm like, "By myself?" Oh. So they eventually talked me into it. So I got a record deal. I signed with Columbia Records. It was more money than I had seen at that point, which was cool. And I mean, mind you, it wasn't a lot. It was a artist advance.
Okay.
But it's more money than I had at the time.
Yeah.
So we're going through the process of putting this album together for Columbia Records. I'm excited about the whole thing. It's basically what we've been doing. Me and Paulie just making music every day, but now we're making music for my debut album. So it's like, right? But what I'm realizing is that the A&Rs and the record label, they have a very specific vision of who they want me to be, right?
Oh.
To the point where they're like, yeah, that song is cool, but can you write something more like this? Yeah, no, don't wear that, wear these. Yeah, no, don't work with those producers, work with these producers. Like they're molding what it is they want.
And how old are you at this time? Like early 20s?
Early 20s.
Okay,
yeah.
okay.
And mind you, I'm so green and just so excited for something to finally be happening. I'm thinking that I can't tell these people no. Yeah. So anything I'm like, "Oh, yep, all right, we doing that. Work with who? All right, cool, let's do that."
That's how I am right now, all the time. Yes. Whatever you say.
Yes,
I'm just thinking we'll be in the room.
Right. So, and mind you, and they was doing the most. Like I don't hold grudges or have any regrets, but A&R cats was doing me dirty. It was like every time we come to New York, these cats would take us to. Mind you, I'm green. I've never been to New York. Yeah. They're taking us to these really fancy restaurants, Mr. Chow's and all of that. And every time the bill come, they just pop down the credit card. Everything is all good.
Okay.
what they didn't tell me is that the money on that credit card is my recording budget.
Oh,
Yeah.
no.
So we and Mr. Child's $1,000 dinners on me, and I had no idea. I had no clue.
Oh, no.
To the point where I finally, okay, so album is done, artwork is done, everything is ready to go, and I'm looking at this picture of myself, and I'm like, I have no idea who this person is. I don't know this person. I'm listening to the music like, yeah, it's cool, but this is not me. This is their version of me. Like, and I went to them like, would it be cool if I maybe went in and did a couple songs that just made a little more sense with who I am? And they're like, well, I mean, yeah, you could, but your budget is depleted. And I'm like, well, what do you mean? I'm like, well, your recording budget is gone. I'm like, how? I know for a fact we didn't spend all the recording money on the recording. Yeah. And he's like, well, yeah, it's gone. And mind you, it took somebody in the office that worked for the A&R to come to me like, so here's what happens. You know all those Mr. Child's visits? Wow. Yeah, that was you. That was on your budget. And I'm like, but I didn't say they could do that. Well, I mean, you kind of don't have to. Like the label gives them the card, and their job is to make sure that you produce an album. And so if they produce your album for cheap and this is left over, they pretty much get to do whatever they want to. And I'm like, well, that's
no,
this was bullshit.
That's crazy.
So, yeah, I don't know if that's still the case. I doubt it nowadays, just because labels are slowly but surely getting obsolete. Yeah. But yeah, so that's what the deal was back then. So I kind of rebelled. I was like, I don't want to do this. This is not me. This isn't who I am. And they're like, so you're not going to cooperate? I'm like, well, nah. I mean, if y'all let me go in and do a couple more songs, maybe. Yeah. All right, cool. So they shelved me, and I sat on the shelf for 2 years.
Now that had to have been scary.
Not so much scary as it was depressing, because I'm like back to square one. Like I have a record deal, I have an album, it's not coming out, but I'm under contract, so I can't do anything else or go anywhere else. You can't even release
a single or anything. So what happens if you do?
Well, they could sue. I got nothing, I'm fucking broke.
Yeah.
But yeah, they could. So I'm at this point, I'm like, all right, well.
So how do you get out of a shelf deal? What'd you have to do?
So my management eventually goes to them and goes, listen, the kid is still young. If y'all not gonna do nothing with him, you might as well just let him go. So lawyers, lawsuits, la. They finally decided to let me go. They kept the album, kept the rights to the album that I did while I was over there, which I gave up freely. I'm like, fine, take it. I just want to be free. I just want to be out of here. So they took it. Cool. So now I'm back to square one. I'm living in California. I have my own place, but I'm sharing it with two friends of mine, because I'm somewhat broke again. Yeah. Right? So some time is passing. The management is, moving around trying to find another situation. In the process of all of this, I'm driving down the street one day, and I don't know whose car, because I didn't have one. I don't remember whose car it was. I think it was Paulie's sister's car. Anyway, whatever. Driving down the street, and a song comes on the radio, a song called That Girl by Marcus Houston. Okay. If I wanted that girl, then I would be with that girl, but that one ain't for me. You remember?
I remember it. This is the best day of my life, but go on.
So,
every time you sing, it's the best day of my life. Just know that. Every time.
Well, thank you.
Okay. Continue. Sorry. Go on.
I'm blushing. No, but so I wrote that song. That song was actually supposed to be my first single when I was signed to Columbia Records.
You wrote that song?
I wrote that song.
Okay.
My voice is still, all the backgrounds on that song is me. They kept my voice on the record. They just sold it to Marcus Houston. Okay. I had no idea that they sold it to Marcus Houston. I'm driving down the street, and this song comes on the radio, and I'm like, I know this record. That's my record. Wait a minute, what the hell? So I called the management like, yo, so when did they give the record to Marcus Houston? I don't know. What the fuck? Well, do I get a check? No. Why don't I get?
Damn.
Right. Yeah. So it was.
That's because you gave away the rights, right? Damn.
Pretty much. I mean, we eventually went back in, lawyers, lawsuits, and got what I was owed. But at the time, I'm like, this is just talk about a kick when you down. Like, damn. I'm already back at square one.
Now, at any point in this, are you crying like tears, like of frustration,
like thug tears? Yes.
Thug tears? I can't imagine you with a thug
single salty thug tear. Just one.
Are you a crier?
I've never been afraid of emotion. Emotion we have emotions to help us. We're supposed to use them.
Okay.
The thing that messes us up is that we tend to let our emotions run us, and you wind up using the wrong emotion for the wrong situation, or just going farther than you should on an emotion. But I've never been. My mom raised me like, listen, if it feels good, smile, laugh. If it hurts, cry, and never be ashamed of either one, because you've been given these for a reason. You're supposed to use them. That whole macho thing, "Well, men don't cry." Yes, the hell we do. Yeah, we do. If you know what's good for you, because otherwise you hold that shit in and then you blow up at some dude at the store and now you in jail. Somebody took your gas pump or something.
So you hear your song on the radio.
Yes.
And,
I cried my thug tears, and I called my manager. and he told me that there was pretty much nothing we could do at the time, so I cried a few more thug tears. And then I kind of just kept it pushing after that. It's like at that point, my relationship with said manager is dwindling because, I don't know if they're going as hard to try to find another situation as they did with that, because they were kind of mad at me, honestly, because I'm pretty much the reason that we got shelved, because they were saying, all right, so we got this setup and this setup and this setup and this setup, and I'm like, I'm not doing none of that shit because this album is not me.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, okay, well, on to the next thing.
Yeah.
And my management is like, right?
Yeah.
So we eventually, did it. So now I'm really back at square one. I don't even have management anymore.
Oh, snap.
Me and Paulie's still cool, but Paulie is moving on doing other things. So that's when I remember I'm walking down the street, like a block away from the crib. I was going to the corner store or whatever. And if I'm by myself, I'm by myself. Yeah. Which means I'm gonna sing like I'm by myself. So I'm walking down the street singing at the top of my lungs. There's people walking past me. I don't care. I'm here. I got the blinders on, right?
Okay.
But I did notice an SUV driving in the opposite direction. Hit the thing and come back. Turn around and come back. Pull up next to me. Hey, you singing something? Yeah. Oh, well, all right, check it out. My name's Tango. I got this. Blah, 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 I know this.
Tango.
Blah, 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 blah. Right. Yes.
Okay.
So Tango, my current manager.
Shout out to
this
Tango.
is how we met.
Okay.
Shout out to my man Tango. This is how we met. So mind you, he's like, yo, I got this studio. These producers. We literally right around the corner. Come, let me show you. Pull up. So at this point, I'm like, okay, this dude could be a murderer. But fuck it, let's go. All right, so I hop in the truck. We pull off. We pull about 10 minutes down the way to where the studio is at. I meet the producers. We sit up, talk. It's a cool vibe. Start making music that same night. But mind you, nobody's talking deal. Nobody's talking anything like that yet. I'm literally just writing these songs. Sitting, laughing, joking with them, and then going home. Okay. Right. So one day, Tango.
They don't know your backstory or anything. You guys are just vibing.
No, okay. Just vibing. Nobody knows anything. So Tango goes, after about 2-3 weeks of this, Tango goes, all right, I'm gonna get you a record deal. And I'm like, I don't know about all that. And he was like, why? And then I had a record deal before, and that if that's what having a record deal is, I don't want no damn record deal. And he was like, nah, you just went in there with the wrong people. He was like, listen, give me 4 months. If I don't give you a record deal in 4 months, walk away, hands washed, no contract, no nothing. I'm like, cool.
Okay.
Cool.
Yeah.
2 months later, I had a record deal.
Go Tango.
2 months later, I had a record deal. And it was kind of on purpose by accident, because we started out kind of the same way we started with the other management, just doing records and moving them around, shopping them and whatnot. We were in New York on a mission like that, just moving around, playing records for different record labels. We stopped at the Def Jam building because the person that I was with, my man Sauce, he's a producer from the group Something for the People, early 90s. Okay. If you remember. But anyway, he's my vocal producer, all that. So I'm with him, and he says, yo, before we go back to the hotel, let's stop in the Def Jam building. Not to shop no records, but a friend of his works in the Def Jam building that he hasn't seen since high school. And he's like, I'm in New York. I at least want to go say what's up. All right, cool. Okay. We head upstairs. He didn't tell me that this friend was Tina Davis, who at the time was head of A&R for Def Jam Records, right? So we walk in her office. I've never seen her before. I don't know who she is. I'm like, all right, cool. So I'm sitting in the corner on some thumb twiddle, like waiting on them to hit the whole reunited and it feels so good. Oh, you look so, I ain't seen you since, girl, you cut your hair, all of this. And I'm like, all right, I'm hungry now. go get me a slice of pizza after we leave here. Huh? Oh, nice to meet you. Yeah. So she goes to him. So what you been up to? She's, I'm doing this, doing that. You know what I'm saying? I'm working with this writer. This is Neyo. He's a writer. La, 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 la. Oh, you write? Yeah. Oh, well, she play me something. Starts playing her some of the music. She's listening to the music, but she's locked on me to the point where I'm like, what the hell is wrong with, right? So she goes, you wrote these? Yeah. And that's you singing too? Yeah. Can you dance? Yeah, a little bit. What, like right now? Yeah. I got up. I started performing to the record. I'm like performing to her because I looked at that as a challenge. Like, you're not finna challenge me. This is my music. This is my shit. You're not finna challenge me. So I got up. I'm performing. Stood up on her desk the whole nine. I went for it. Mind you, stone face the whole time.
Oh my gosh.
No emotions.
Jeez, I would have been.
Hold on a second. Boop, 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 boop. Hey, Mr. Reid, are you busy? Yeah, I have somebody you might want to meet. Okay. Come with me. Walked us upstairs.
You heard her say Mr. Reid.
Yes.
And you knew who that was.
I knew exactly who that was. So at this point, I'm like, I look over at Sauce like, what the fuck is happening right now? What's happening?
Like, just get a pizza, right?
Right? So we go up, we sit outside his office for a few minutes. I'm sitting there with Sauce. I'm like, bro, what? He's like, I don't know. Bro. We here. All right, cool. So I walk in the room. I remember at the time he had this long office, or at least I might be making this up, but this is what it felt like in my mind. I walked in the door. It was this long office because he was all the way over there. This big chair, and it's like couches on either side. He has his tastemakers sitting in the room with him.
His tastemakers.
His tastemakers.
Wow.
These are the people that you know, the people whose opinions he trusts.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
So I walk in and he's like, "So you're the next big thing, huh?" And I'm like. So all right, well, let me hear something. So started playing the same song that I performed for Tina earlier. So singing the record, same thing, hop up on the desk, the whole nine, right? Stone faces from the whole room. No one is giving me anything. I'm like, okay, we've just wasted everyone's time here today. Clearly they're not interested. So I finished, no applause, no nothing. And LA goes, all right, thank you. Can you step out, let me holler at my folks right quick? I'm like, yeah, sure. So we go back outside, sitting out there for like an hour.
Okay.
Like, you know, the lady, his
hour. That has been the longest hour.
Oh God, she was so nice. She gave us chips and water and everything, and she was like, normally if it takes this long, it's a good thing. And I'm like, oh, okay. All right.
Okay.
So, hour goes by. I'm like, bro, let's just go. You saw their faces. Let's just go. All right. So we get up, and as we're walking out, somebody pokes their head out the door and says, Neyo, what's your lawyer's information? LA wants to give you a deal. I don't have a lawyer. I don't have a lawyer. Okay, we'll work that out. Congratulations. Thank you. We'll call you tomorrow. All right, I'll call you tomorrow. So we walk out of the building. I'm like, what the fuck just happened? What did I just accidentally get a deal just now? So yeah, it was a moment. It was a moment.
Now, when you talked to Sauce, did you ever ask him, like, did he know kind of what he was walking you into?
No, we literally went in there so that he could see Tina.
Did he know she was A&R though?
Yeah. And mind you, we had already been to Def Jam shopping music that week, so that wasn't what we was going in there for. Like we went in there.
Wow.
Like 2 days before that, talking to somebody else, trying to shop some records, and they was like, oh yeah, these are nice, we'll call you. I'm like, all right, whatever. And we left. Went back literally just for that, and walked out with a record deal, yeah.
What a story.
Yeah, man.
And then at what point do you have your first like major hit breakout record? I'm not talking under, because you had hits before your album.
Before the deal, yeah.
Yeah, before.
So before the whole record deal situation, Tango knew some people that worked with Dr. Dre.
Okay.
Right? So that's where he took me initially, trying to get me signed. To see if Dr. Dre wanted to sign me. So I went in there, and you know, met with Dr. Dre, starstruck moment, like, wow, man, he's Dr. Dre, oh my God,
Yeah.
right? So he's playing me tracks, like, you think you can write to this? Like, yeah, hell yeah. And then he's like, hold on. And then he'll play the same track with a song on it already from this other artist. And I guess apparently, I didn't know this at the time, but apparently he was trying to decide between me and this other artist.
Okay.
I don't remember the dude's name, but he had a weird style. Anyway, he was a little bit more thug than me. So he eventually wound up going with old boy. But every time he would play me a record, I'm like, he's like, can you beat this? Like, yeah, I think so. Right? So I'm writing records. I wrote like 4 records in an hour.
Okay.
Right?
Damn, you're good.
He was like, these are good. He was good. Let me think about it. Right? So come back the next day. He's like, yeah, I think I'm gonna go with my man. You know, just for what we're trying to do. He just got a little bit more. And I'm like, okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
So back to the drawing board. But as we're leaving, Scott Storch stops us like, yo, I don't know what the hell Dre talking about, but if you ever in Miami, look me up. Okay. I left. I guess him and Tango had a conversation after I left. We wound up in Miami the following week. He just happened to be working for Mario.
Wow, okay.
First song that we did together was You Should Let Me Love You. First song me and Scott did together.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I remember when we finished with the record, like we knew it was special. Like we both sat there like, yeah, we got something with this shit.
Yeah, that's
But
it.
I was like, is that dude gonna be able to pull this off? Because I didn't know Mario. All I knew at the time, he was like still young. I remember the Braid My Hair record, and I'm like, this is like a love record.
Yeah,
like this record got an old soul on it. Is he gonna be able to deliver this? Man, that dude made me eat my words. When he showed up, mind you, I think he had like just turned 18.
Okay.
So I'm really like, he ain't gonna know what this song is. He ain't gonna be able to pull this off. And he got in there and cut that song in an hour. 1 hour, whole song finished, start to finish, ad-libs, everything. I had to apologize to that dude.
That's
I had
hilarious.
to literally go to him and, bruh, I'm gonna keep it funky with you. I counted you out before you got here. I didn't think you was gonna be able to. I didn't know you was Baby Sam cooking this thing.
Dang.
Congratulations.
Wow.
So we became cool after that. So the song comes out, and it blows up. It becomes the number one for 12 weeks.
Yeah. It was
Second
huge.
most played song on radio. Something nuts like that. So I went into that Def Jam situation with that one in the tuck. Like I had already did it. It had just came out, so it wasn't like big.
Did they
yet.
know about it yet or no?
No.
Wow, so you had the heat. You had the heat in the
I had,
pocket.
but it wasn't. It hadn't blown yet.
Yeah.
It was out, and like people was talking about it, but it hadn't like really gone yet. So by the time I got to meet Jay-Z, because remember, L.A. Reid was CEO, Jay-Z was president.
Yeah.
Right. So by the time I got to meet Jay-Z, walk in the room, and I'm like, hey, how you doing? My name is Neyo. And he's like, nigga, why you get that song away? I'm like, nice to meet you too, Mr. Z, sir. All right. Cool. Can we start over? Because that was a thing. So
He really said that?
he really did. Those are his first words to me. Why you get that damn song away? I'm like, because I wrote it for him. He's like, nah, bro, you should have kept that. That was yours. I was like, I got more. I can write some other ones. But yeah. So for a long time, I was just the little nigga that wrote the Mario song. That was my name for like a long time. Anywhere I went, especially with Jay, he's like, "Is Neyo, you the little nigga that wrote the Mario song?" Hi, I'm the little nigga that wrote the Mario song. Nice to meet you. Pleasure. Yes. It's a long name. Is it foreign? Yeah, it is. Yeah.
At any of these points, are you like, I have officially arrived? And
No.
even when Jay-Z's referring to you as
The little nigga that wrote the Mario song. No. I'm still not. It's still not registering to me that I've made it at this point because it's just I'm really just working and just going with the flow, not paying attention to what's kind of happening around me. So like it's I didn't care to be famous. I didn't get into this for that.
Okay.
I mean, I didn't get into this to make money. I thank God that I learned that I can make money from this, but it wasn't my motivating factor for doing this. I love music. If nobody ever paid me ever again to do music, you still pull up and find me right here. Like
Okay.
this is my leisure time, right?
Oh, okay.
So I'm not paying attention to, the Mario song is blowing up and everybody's like, oh, and I'm like, oh, okay, cool. What time are we in the studio?
Yeah.
I'm not. It literally took 10 years for me to finally sit still long enough to go, oh shit, we did win 3 Grammys, didn't we? Oh shit, we did sell 10 million records, didn't we? Oh shit, I did work with Michael Jackson, didn't I? Oh shit, we did. Like literally, it kind of just all hit me at once. But it was because we had finally stopped. Like we toured for 2 years off of Year of the Gentleman. Year of the Gentleman album. I'm literally on the road for 2 years straight.
So you didn't get to like really take it in because you were just work.
Nah, because we just moving.
Wow.
All right, now we're doing this award show. All right, now we're doing that award show. All right, now we're shooting this video. All right, now we're working with this artist. Now we're bing, 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 right? Until we finally sat still, like, all right, tour is over. We can go home for about a month. Everybody, recalibrate, and then we get back out there. And within that month, I just sat and blew my own damn mind. Like, yo, we've done a lot of shit. We've done a lot of really, really, really cool shit. This has been a career. And it ain't over. We still got shit to do.
And you're in like a tough career because it's constantly transitioning and.
Oh man, yeah.
Right.
So
do you feel pressure?
Getting in is one impossible journey, right? Once you get in, getting the success, because there's countless people that get signed and put songs out and nothing happens and you never hear from them again.
Yeah.
Right. So there's all of these doors that you have to get through. You get through one and you think, oh yeah, I'm secure. Nah, because now you got to get through this one. Now you got to get a hit record. Get a hit record. Now you got to get another one.
Get another now the pressure's on, right?
You got to keep delivering every time. And mind you, as this is happening, you're aging. The game is changing. Now we got social media, and we got all of these new, the way that people are getting their music. They're doing that different now.
Yeah.
Everything's changing, and you just have to keep up with the times, but not become the times, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
It's like I've been around. I've watched countless trends come and go, right? And I say watch them come and go because that's what trends are supposed to do. They come, they do what they're gonna do, and then they move. If you base your artistry off of that trend, when that trend leaves, you leave with it, right?
When you signed to Def Jam officially and started releasing records under them, you were able to control your own narrative, right? Because the Neyo that I love is, you and the sound that you put your stamp on versus the first one, right?
Yes.
So I love the real
Absolutely.
Neyo. Okay.
No, that was one of the things that let me know that I was in a much different situation than I was with the Columbia situation. Because I actually went to LA Reid and said, all right, look, I've kind of done this dance before one other time, and it was a really, really negative situation. So here's what I'm not doing, okay? Y'all are not going to tell me what I can and can't wear. Y'all are not going to tell me what producers I can and can't work with. Y'all are not going to tell me what kind of songs to write. I'm not doing it this way. And LA Reid looked me in my eyes and said, I signed you because I like what you do already. Why would I then turn around and change that?
Amen.
And I was like, thank you. We good. Let's rock. Let's rock.
Wow. What advice would you
2
give
weeks later,
to...
I met Stargate.
What advice would you give to someone that is broke, like literally broke, is passionate about music, wants to pursue it to also get out of being broke, and which is different from your situation, but
Definitely so. Okay, so one of the beautiful things about the music industry today is that you don't really have to have a lot of money to do it. You can get in broke. You can. Now, how far you go, that's going to depend on your work ethic, and then at some point how much money you can invest into yourself. I tell people all the time, don't chase your dreams to the point where you chase them right off a damn cliff. Like, make sure you can fend for self. Like, you can work at McDonald's, all right? That's this many hours in a day. You still got all these hours to focus on your music, to put towards your music. Yeah. But these hours is making sure that you can eat. These hours is making sure that the lights stay on. You know what I'm saying? Do that. Go get you a little 9 to 5. There ain't nothing wrong with that. It ain't nothing wrong with that. That's literally 9 to 5. After 5, get back into your craft. Yeah. But make sure that you can take care of yourself at least to a degree. Like the whole starving artist thing, it doesn't have to be that. It literally doesn't.
But did you work day jobs when you were?
Hell yeah.
Because it seemed like you were busy a lot.
I've worked every fast food chain you can think of.
Really?
All of them.
Taco Bell.
Yes.
Burger King.
Yes.
McDonald's.
Yes.
Get
McDonald's
the
was
freak out.
first. Yes.
Get
None
out.
of these jobs lasting longer than 3 weeks.
Oh.
It's not a good thing. I'm just saying that's
Is it because you can't cook?
That, and I learned early on that I might have a slight problem with authority. Just slight. I just look at it like this. I'm not going to let you yell at me over French fries. I'm not letting that happen. That doesn't make any sense to me as a man and as a person, for me to just sit here and allow you to be yelling in my face because I put too much salt on some. You know what? Take this little thing. Take a look. Mouth. Deuce. I'm gone. And pretty much every one of those jobs kind of ended that way. It's like I did something. I burned a pizza.
Okay.
I left it in the oven. But mind you, that was my fault because I was talking to my friend who was bullshitting. And the manager comes in and says, "What the hell is wrong with you?" Now,
I got
I'll
fired
take
from
my burnt pizza
McDonald's,
with me. Yeah.
and I realized early on that McDonald's and waitressing was very hard for me. I felt like there's a lot of pressure during lunch hour. It was like very stressful.
Yeah, and
Like,
you're supposed to be nice as people are jerks. You have to be nice.
Yeah. Those jobs, you would think that they look easy, but for some people, yeah, I can't do either. I respect the people that do it too.
Oh yeah. But all of that to say, don't feel like you're above it as an artist trying to get it going. Like you're not above any job. It doesn't mean you have to stay there. It doesn't mean you have to thrive and try to become a manager at McDonald's one day or no shit. But you definitely need to do something to make sure that you can provide for yourself, at least in the slightest degree of, if it's Cinnamon Toast Crunch every day, whatever. As long as you can provide for yourself a little bit, and from there, focus on your music. Now you have your Spotifys, you have your YouTubes, you have all of these different ways that you can get your music, that you can get your art out there that did not exist before. There was no Spotify when I was hassling Diddy coming at the restaurant. Like there was no other way to do it but that. Now you have all of these other outlets, and really the spoils goes to the person that works the hardest.
Yeah.
Where everybody sleep, you need to be working. You need to be posting regularly about your music, about your artistry, so that people know where to go to get it. People know that it exists. And I'm not saying post on Monday and don't post again until Wednesday. No, that doesn't work.
Yeah.
It doesn't work. It's a job. Just like anything else that you would do, it's a job. And the more time and time and energy that you apply to it, the better off you're gonna be.
Now, I've heard about publishing, and there's the artist, you're the artist, and then there's publishing. Can you, for the people that don't know how that structure works, because I always, in my head, I think that if you're a songwriter, we're gonna talk money. You make more, right?
From publishing.
From publishing, but then the artist, like, how does that whole music
So
dynamic
the artist doesn't get publishing unless they wrote on the song. Publishing is for writers and producers.
Okay.
Yeah, and that's primarily the bread and butter of a songwriter. You write a song, it becomes a hit, it lasts for a little while. Anytime that song is played longer than 30 seconds anywhere, you're getting paid.
You get like a check in the mail.
You get a check in the mail, or however you work it out. Yeah, mine, they send it straight to my accountants. See the shit.
Okay.
But yeah, that's your livelihood as a songwriter. You're publishing.
And then as an artist, if you're not doing that, you just get the album sales and the.
You get a portion of the album sales, but I mean most record deals are set up and designed for you to stay in debt, so you don't get a large portion of the record sales. You get pennies on the dollar. But as an artist, as the person in the forefront, you have so many opportunities to make money in so many different ways. It's sponsorships and all of that shit.
Yeah.
Like, songwriters don't really get sponsorships, but publishing pays you forever. As long as the song is being played longer than 30 seconds anywhere on the face of the planet, you're making money. As a songwriter, I mean. I
heard a clip on social media, didn't dive into it, so I can't tell you who it was, where this songwriter said that when she writes songs, she tries not to out-sing the singer, and she also tries to dress less
sexy?
I guess as sexy or attractive or pretty or whatever.
Well, I mean, yeah, hands down, this business is harder for women than it is for men. just from a standpoint of, if you are an attractive woman, you're always an attractive woman. And every time you walk into the room, even if you're walking into the room as a multi-platinum selling artist or a Grammy Award-winning songwriter, you're an attractive woman first when you walk in that room. And that's the first thing that people are going to notice. And then it's up to you and your accolades and your mental abilities to get people to pay attention to the other things about you as well. Yeah. And, if you walk into the room, you walk into the studio, and, the things are sitting up and things are sitting out, that's probably where the majority of the attention is going to go.
Yeah.
Is that you want to sit and talk business, you want to talk about songs, but I'm looking at titties right now, like, your titties is talking about something else. I'm sorry. I'm just trying to figure out which conversation I'm supposed to pay attention to, because titties is talking to me. Okay. So yeah, it's definitely in a songwriter's best interest walking into the studio to walk in like you're not there for that sort of attention.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You're there to handle
and then
business.
as far as out singing the singer, yeah, that's something that I pride myself on and had to learn as well. Because as a songwriter that can sing, you get in there and you just go for it. And you don't realize maybe not everybody can do what you can do. Maybe not everybody can sing as high as you. Maybe not everybody can do that ad-lib as intricate as you. And that'll be the instance where an artist will not want the song because they're like, I'm not gonna sing it better than you just did. So what's the point in me trying to do this record? Yeah. So if you keep it kind of middle of the road, just good enough, that gives the artist space to add their thing to it. Yeah. You know what I mean? If you listen to my demo of Beyonce's Irreplaceable and then Beyonce's version of Irreplaceable, you'll notice the slight differences because I left room for her to create them.
Damn, what I would give to hear your version.
It's on YouTube. You can find it.
Oh, for real? Your version? Okay.
Yeah. I didn't put it there, but I looked the other day and it's there. Yeah.
Okay. Mm-hmm. And then I just spaced on, but I had a question that I was like saving in my brain. And I'm so mad at myself. It was, last question. And I'm not going to try to keep you because I want to invade your space. You write a lot of hit records. How do you determine what you keep for yourself and what you give away?
A lot of times it depends on the way the song came to be. Like, for example, if I went into a studio that was paid for by said artist or said artist management, said artist label, whatever the case may be, whatever comes out of that session is supposed to go to said artist, right? Okay. Your people paid for the time. They paid for me to be here. Okay. So whatever I produce in this block of time is supposed to go to that artist.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
But if I go in the studio, as I told you earlier, I'll go in here just on my leisure, just be in here, just creating, right? So if I go in and do that with nobody specific in mind, and it comes out amazing, of course I'm thinking, all right, I'm gonna hold on to this one.
Yeah.
But there's times where I'll go in like that and do something and be like, ooh, such and such is sound amazing on this. Hold on, hey, I got something you should check out. You know what I mean? Okay. So it kind of, there's no specific way it happens. Like it could be either of those instances.
Okay. Now, I love you, but your latest single says
Don't love me.
Don't love me.
Yeah.
Did you like the way I did that?
That was a
Did
nice
you like the way I
little,
teed that up?
yeah,
I
nice
love you,
little
but you tell me
segue.
don't love you.
Okay.
You know, every girl can relate to this, okay? Every girl has heard this at one point in their life. I'm not saying that out of frustration.
You sure? Because you banging on
Banging. I could totally relate to this
frustration
record.
talk right here.
I can relate to all your records. That's why I've played them so many times.
Well, that is love. Appreciate that.
So tell me about your latest project.
Yes, self-explanatory. Okay, calling the album self-explanatory for a couple different reasons. First reason being, I'm almost 20 years in at this point. I really don't feel like at this point a Neyo album needs that much explanation. You kind of know what's coming to a degree, right? It's gonna be stories, right? Because I love to tell a story.
You tell amazing stories.
Thank you very much. It's gonna be melodic. You know, it's not gonna be this rap sing thing that everybody's doing right now. At least not all of it. You know, gotta acknowledge what's happening right now, but not become.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
It's going to be the kind of music that you live life to, the kind of music that you clean the house on Sunday to, the kind of music that you sit up and think about that dude who, if he'd have just did this, it would have been perfect, whatever the case.
Yeah.
This is the music that you're going to get from a Neyo album.
Okay.
Pretty self-explanatory.
Okay.
Secondly, the self-explanatory concept comes from just what music is and what music does. Like, it's almost, I mean, you can try to sit here and put it in words, but it's easier to just feel it. It's easier to just put it on and let the music take you where it's gonna take you. Let the music explain it to you, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's what this album is about. There are songs on this album that the diehard Neyo fan will definitely latch on to because it's familiar. And then there are songs on this album that, you know, people who maybe just heard Neyo's name or just got familiar, you know, some of this new generation, some stuff that they can latch on to as well. The song Don't Love Me, kind of a heavy record. It started out as an open letter to my wife at a really, really dark point in our relationship. You know, right before the pandemic, we were definitely talking divorce. And I've actually credited the pandemic for saving my marriage because, you know, that whole quarantine thing made us sit down in each other's faces and talk about the things that we wasn't talking about.
Okay.
You know, those uncomfortable conversations made us have those. And by the grace of God, we figured out how to get back to where we just love each other. And that's what that is. But this particular song, yeah, it was a letter. It was a letter that I had written to her. Basically telling her that I did not think that I was capable of being the man that she deserved.
Wow.
And that she should leave. And of course, she didn't want to leave.
No.
Grace,
We
thank
love
God she
you,
didn't leave.
Neo. We can't leave.
Thank God she didn't leave. But yeah, that's how the song came to be. And we were initially going to do the video, but we decided not to because we didn't want to, even acting wise, we didn't want to go back to that place.
Okay. I was surprised she wasn't in the video.
Yeah, no.
What does this mean? Let me go on Instagram and see what his personal life is like. That's what we do, just so you know. We're like, oh, she's not in the video? Let's go to Instagram. Let's fact check. How is his marriage? What's going on?
Nah, we good, man. We're in a really, really good place right now.
I love how you kept that real right there. Like,
Yeah.
you know.
When you love somebody, when you genuinely love somebody, you don't want to hurt them.
No.
And if you know that you're not gonna be what it is that they need you to be, to stick with that person, to stay with that person, knowing that you're not gonna do right is just selfish. Right?
Now, as a man, just for all the women that have heard this line before, is it heartbreaking for the man to say that to the woman? Like, are you sad to say that? Because it's like almost like you're quitting.
I don't
know if quitting's the right word.
No. That's actually accurate because what I realized is you can do anything. Like there is no I can't be this person. There is no I can't be faithful. I can't. That doesn't exist. Okay. We do what we want to do, and that is the bottom line to everything. We do what we want to do. If you want to be faithful to that woman, you'll be faithful to that woman. Okay. Like don't tell me that you can't. I'm not capable of it. Because that's just you. Basically saying that you don't want to. Oh. You'd rather not. Okay. Because there's nothing stopping you. What's stopping you? What? Okay. She got a fat ass. She gonna always have a fat ass. That's never gonna change. What's your point? So the sadness to me was, I was sad because mind you, I didn't want her to leave, but I also didn't feel like I was gonna do right by her. Okay. I can honestly say now at this time. I didn't want to do right by her. I was allowing the lustful spirit to control me. You know what I mean? But again, through those really uncomfortable conversations and you know just blatant, painful honesty, we got to where we need to be. I realized that I was copping out, and that she didn't deserve that either. So
wow. Yeah. And she was gangster. She was like. What it is?
Yeah, she's like, no, I'm not going anywhere. She's actually the one that said it to me first. She was like, no, it's not that you can't do it, it's that you won't do it. Wow. That's what it is. So until you can stop being a coward and figure out where it is you want to be, you know, don't feed me this. Wow. I like her. Yeah, so I kind of had to step back and get my thing together right quick. Okay. Yeah, but we are in a great place now.
You know, the pandemic was the best part of I would say it was the scariest thing because I had a business and went to zero. It crashed and burned in a microsecond.
Yeah.
And then, of course,
a lot of people know that song.
I was thinking about eating while broke. I was like, I want to do eating while broke. I want to do eating while broke. Well, I had an events company, went to shit. You ain't got nothing but time. I did a mural in my garage. I was doing, people were driving past my house like, what are you doing today? I'm like, bro, I have too much time. But one of the things I didn't have time for was like dating. And I was in all these serious relationships. My husband, now husband, I was like, I lined up like 3 guys that I thought looked good on paper. And I like straight up was like interviewing for this pandemic. Like, yo, the end of the world's about to happen. It's time to settle down. And every guy that looked great on paper was like, just we're not fun to hang out with in a pandemic. I was like, oh shit, I don't even have an excuse to get out of hanging out with you. I can't say I'm going to work. You know my car. Yeah, I have nothing.
No, you're not.
So my husband, who I was looking at as like my fun, because he like on paper looked like shit. Like he was like the worst on paper, but he was the most fun.
He looked like shit on paper.
So I was like, you know what? I'm stuck. The guy that looks like shit on paper is who I am having fun with, trapped in a house with. And the guys that looked great on paper, I couldn't stand being in a room with them for more than 3 seconds. So I decided, fuck it, I'm gonna have fun. I'm going to live my best porn star life.
There you go.
And, you know, within a year and a half, I ended up pregnant and married. And I said, well, the guy who didn't look good on paper, for all the ladies who always assume like the guy has to have all these things, and it was the best relationship I'd ever been in.
That's dope.
And thankfully, it was the pandemic. And before we got into the pandemic, you know, he kept telling me, if you just will give me a chance, I could tell you gonna love me, you gonna like me. Stop looking at me like a bag of meat. So yes.
Indeed.
Thank you, pandemic, right?
Thank you, pandemic.
Thank you, pandemic.
Thank you, pandemic.
Well, thank you so much for eating Cinnamon Toast Crunch with me.
Indeed.
It was very nostalgic and giving me the best. I don't know what can top it, but this has been amazing. I get to tour your whole space.
Yes.
You know, we get to go up close and personal with you. Oh, I did want to share one last thing. So years and years ago, when early 20s, I had a high school magazine. Neyo came out. He had the PD record.
Yeah, stay.
You know, he had.
Shout out PD Crack.
He came out right around the same time as Chris Brown.
Yeah.
I saw Neyo. My twin called me up. She said, "Hey, there's these 2 guys. You got to check them out. They're dope. They're gonna be huge." And I came over to her house, and she showed me Chris Brown and Neyo, and I was like, "Oh my God, this guy Neyo." And I love Chris Brown too. Not knocking Chris.
Much love to CB. That's
but I ain't gonna lie, I was leaning towards Neyo. So I called over to Def Jam and, made arrangements. Got a hold of Tashawn and Tango. And anyways, we ended up setting up an interview. And I wanted to tell you guys this story because Neyo doesn't know what I'm about to say about Neyo. So we were behind the scenes, our company was really struggling. We were broke. We were borrowing cameras just to shoot his interview. We were dire. And we would have high school students do the interview with you. It was, anyways, one of the guys on our team was like, "Neyo, I love your sneakers." You don't remember this?
I do not.
He was like, "Neyo, I love your sneakers." And you were like, "Well, what size are you?" And, well, you didn't say it corny like that. You were like, what size?
What size are you?
What size are you? And I think he had the same size sneaker. And we were at the hotel, like right there in Hollywood. I don't know the name of it. And you literally took off your sneakers, handed it to him, and walked away in your socks. And 1, it made his freaking day. And 2, I will never, ever forget you walking away in your socks. And that was my story. That's who Neyo is for all y'all.
I do not remember that, but it does sound like something that I would do, especially if I had more shoes.
Yeah, you were like, it's okay. He was like, you sure? He's walking away at his socks. You sure? You go give me yours. He was like, it's okay.
Yeah, I have more.
Yeah.
I have more.
But that's who Neyo is for people that don't know and listen to your records. And even when you're dealing with Tashawn and Tango, like, I call, they answer, I don't know why. They listen, and they you know, they always help me out. So
Yeah,
shout out to your whole team. I hung out here the last couple hours and I enjoyed every minute of it. Thank you.
Love.
Thank you so much
All love.
for coming on Eating While Broke.
Eating while broke.
All right, and
Bust.
that exactly.